honestly, actually, what I've heard from people, it's actually kind of funny. It picks up guys. Apparently it's a magnet. Apparently.
What's up, guys? My name is Amar,
Sahib.
and today we're in the 2015 Nissan Gtr.
Welcome to JTM, and special shout out to Alfa Romeo and Fiat of McKinney for letting us borrow this amazing Nissan Gtr. It's available for sale. We'll put the link in the description below.
Yeah, we'll put the link of the dealership in the description below. And
they got a crazy inventory here, so if you're looking for a car, this is your stop.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, this one we have, it's not the Nismo, it's a regular one. 545 horsepower and I think 463 pound-feet of torque.
It's a 3.8 liter twin turbo V6 engine. So
yep, and the transmission is a dual clutch.
The dual clutch transmission.
Yeah, very harsh, I've heard.
All right, so actually my cousin owns a GTR. I think he's like a 2015 as well. And
that's cool.
Yeah. So the transmission actually, as you're mentioning, it's very clunky and stuff.
Yeah.
So the first time you start driving the car around, it's actually in the owner's manual where they talk about if you hear it being all clunky and stuff, don't bring it in for service. That's just normal. Which is kind of weird that a car of this caliber, it's over $100,000 car.
Yeah, wow.
And it makes those weird sounds. But anyway.
Yeah.
What makes the GTR so special, right? Godzilla. The car that so many people are in love with. What makes this car so special? Like, what about it is so special? What's the hype about the car?
Oh, GTR, let me see. Every car guy loves this car.
Every car guy loves this car.
What's the reason, though?
And so many people, you ask them what their dream car is, they'll say, GTR. And like for us, I mean, for me and Omar at least, when we think of like dream car, we think of like
not a Nissan, yeah.
Yeah, like you think of like Pagani or like something that's like really out there. But Aventador. But people literally look at this car and go, this is my dream car. They love the way it looks. And honestly, I won't lie. When I first walked up to this specific GTR, I was like, "Damn, it's actually kind of pretty."
Yeah, it looks cool.
It's really,
gray,
it's just
the wheels. I love the wheels.
The wheels, car. Yeah, everything is just very aggressive, and that's something that's for what it is, $100,000 car.
Yeah,
it's very nice. And
when you get them new nowadays, they can get to like 170 for a Nismo, 140
for a Nismo, it goes kind of high.
Yeah.
But the thing is also, it's very affordable in the sense that in a used car, like for example, this one's going for $66,000, right? So tax, title, everything. Let's just say 70 grand. And for the fastest V6,
I think in 2015, this was probably the fastest V6.
It's one of the legendary V6s, right? Like this is one of the greatest V6s that there is. No one's gonna deny that. And you can do so much with this engine. There's actually a group out here in Dallas called Jotech. You ever Jotech?
No, not really, dude.
So Jotech actually like builds these engines. They have like they go up to stage 6, and their GTRs can push almost to 1900 horsepower.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they're crazy. They rebuild the turbo. They literally pull the engine out and just redo the entire car, the entire transmission, and their cars push a lot and like high numbers. So this car has a lot of potential, clearly, and
yeah, for sure.
But what exactly about it makes it so great? Because I'll be honest, you sit inside the interior.
Yeah.
It's nice, but
these seats wear out so fast.
Yeah, this car has been very well taken care of, as we're looking at, and still like there's like marks on it.
Yeah.
The leather's kind of starting to like wear off. So even like on the steering wheel, when we show you over here, it's like it's starting to peel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So in terms of that kind of stuff, it doesn't feel like a supercar, right? And that's a big debate about the Nissan GTR is this car a supercar or not?
Yeah, like if you get a new one for that much money, you could get something else.
Right, like an R8 is almost comparable in terms of price.
An R8, a 570S.
Yeah, but like let's look at like for this price point, what is the best car for under 70 grand?
Under 70
New used grand. Whatever. What is the best car that you get for 70 grand?
I'd say a previous gen 911.
Really?
Yeah, you can get those up to like 700. So yeah, what do you think?
That was actually not the answer I was going for, but sure, 911. But no one's gonna deny that the GTR is obviously one.
Why you'd pick the GTR? If it
I want to pick a GTR. I'm just saying. I actually didn't even think of the 911 to begin with, but definitely in terms of, I mean, like how many 911s were in Fast and Furious?
Oh, none.
Exactly.
That's because they don't sound great either. And
Yeah.
neither does this car.
Well, this car doesn't sound great.
Honestly,
Honestly, this car is like.
But this car was in the movie though.
It was
right?
in the movie,
Yeah.
but like, and obviously the R34 is what set it off. But like, actually, this car sounds pathetic in terms of like we turn it on. Actually, let's just turn it on right now.
Oh, is something wrong with it?
That was weird. But like, you hear the car. And keep in mind, this is a $100,000 car. So like, yeah, sure, it's a $100,000 car. You would expect a lot more. Even when you straight pipe the car, it's not that loud, and that has to do with the fact that the car is twin turbo. Whenever you go forced induction, the car will never sound as loud, and that's something that we see in the GTR. And that's the one thing, aside from interior quality, that's the one thing I wish the GTR had was sound.
So yeah, dude, let's go for a drive in this car. Check out what it's
Before
all
we
about.
do that, though, let's talk about some of the features in the car. I know you're all excited about taking it out for a spin,
I'm
but
pretty excited. I want to get going.
let's talk about some of the cool stuff about this car. So as soon as you sit in the car, obviously it's very sport. You get a very sports feeling to it.
Yeah,
right? You got
it's
this
cool.
like
you got this
mock
whole
carbon
display right
fiber.
here. Your coolant temp and your
Right, you got all these.
temp.
You can't really see the sun,
Trend
but
oil,
you got all this stuff here. The paddle shifters, they feel very, very nice.
That's cool, yeah.
They're very clicky, if that makes any sense. Like it's very notchy. Like you feel the responsiveness in terms of
when you're shifting.
Yeah. So, and this is what I was talking about earlier. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. Yeah, that the crinkle is something you expect in like a 1998 like Maxima. You know, that's like something you don't want to see on a car you're spending almost 70 grand on. But aside from those little things, and it's a little. I mean, that's pretty much it in terms of, like, obviously when you drive the car, you're going to keep your hands like this, you're going to do stuff like that, so it's probably going to wear out more. And that's the stuff that, like, I wish Nissan did a little bit of a better job in that regard, but, I mean, everything's pretty much standard. You got all these switches. These switches are really cool. If you put all these up, if you hold them.
Yeah, at the same time?
Oh, snap. Yeah, they light up. So R mode is basically, like, the GTR mode.
Out,
yeah, full out. This is, like ride suspension.
Sport and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
This I believe sends more power to the rear wheels, right, for like sports mode, and this is probably traction and everything. So.
Yeah.
So we'll turn that off and all that. But yeah, it's got Bose sound system. I got all that good stuff. And one thing I like is I believe this is standard, but this is something like I was talking about this with Sam, is that a lot of Ferraris, well, actually all the Ferraris and all the Lamborghinis, they come with this really, really crappy rear view mirror, right? It's not even automatic dimming. Like, when we reviewed the 488, that thing has, like, the little switch thing, man.
Oh, wow.
Like, come on, this is a $300 old sports, like, supercar, and you have a switch mirror? Like, what the heck, man? So, I really appreciate it.
Visor doesn't even extend either. It fails the visor test. That's an actual thing.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What the heck, I don't know.
Visor test.
Yeah, so that's a little weird. But yeah, I mean everything. And one thing that I really like about the car they did was they kept the tachometer in the middle, which is obviously really cool. It's
they would added a little more red to it. It looks kind of dull for my taste. I mean, the left side is cool, but everything else.
This I like too. How they put the way they oriented the what do you call it, the needle. So when you're hitting 60 miles per hour, it doesn't even feel like you're at 60, right? Like obviously you imagine when you look at this, you're just like the way you look at it psychologically. This is like 0, right? That's normally what your perception of the needle is, 0. But since they have it clocked so far back, you hit 60 miles per hour, and your peripheral vision, you're gonna just think like, oh, like I'm not even going that fast, even though you hit 60 miles per hour. So it kind of gives you like this like idea that the car starts at 60, which is kind of cool. I don't know if that was intentional, but that's kind of how I see it.
I like the door handles. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool too. Like the door handles.
Pull it up. It's not a regular traditional handle.
Oh yeah.
We want to do rolling shots also, right?
Yeah. So let's do some rolling shots.
Done?
Yep. No. What else we have?
Speaking of, I'll drive it.
Speaking of door handles. Close.
Not wet. It's not wet.
It's cool, but if you're trying to carry groceries and stuff.
Restart that.
I'll hold the phone next to you while you talk.
So, speaking of door handles, if you look at the car, like from the outside, it's cool and all. Like you gotta push this and then pull from here. That's how you get the door open. But, hold up. if you're actually trying to, like, I don't know, carry groceries or something, I think you'd rather have just something to grab onto. I believe they did this for aerodynamic purposes. I don't know how effective that actually is, but that's pretty much why they did it. It is cool, but I feel like it could definitely get annoying. All right, so let's start from the front of the car, right? The very, very front.
The lip. Got a carbon fiber lip here. Very cool, very low. Something I don't like because I'm always so scared about, hitting these things, but this is really cool.
This is really cool. I actually love it. So this light bar right here.
LED light right
yeah,
there.
The LED lights. This is actually the way you determine between a 2011 and up GTR, I believe, or 2012. I forgot. 2012 GTR. So the ones before this, yeah, they were just blank.
That's cool.
So that's how you can tell if it's 2000 and above.
Yeah.
And this introduction, this little light thing here,
it's LED.
Yeah, I believe this is from 2015 and up. So we have hood strips here
that are actually functional too. So that's pretty cool.
There's a lot of carbon fiber on here. Look at this entire side skirt that goes all the way up inside the door sill. So all of that is carbon fiber. And inside, that's not real carbon fiber, but I guess it kind of looks cool. But there's a lot of carbon fiber in the car. The hood is actually really light. So that's something that Nissan did a pretty good job of. They cut where they could in terms of trying to keep the luxury part of the car and trying to keep like the lightness of the car. Yeah. So they did a pretty good job of that. So going to the wheels next.
We got 20-inch wheels right here.
20-inch wheels. These brakes are from Brembo. They're designed specifically for the GTR. I believe they're 6-piston. I'm pretty sure they're 6-piston calipers. Regardless, they're really big. They look really nice, high profile. And I believe, I'm going to count these two. Is that 4? So yeah, 4 piston calipers in the back. And obviously 20-inch wheels. Yep. The wheels, the tires themselves are super meaty.
Super wide.
Then going to the exhaust.
They're
actually not as big as they look. If you look closely, they're kind of just little small things in the back. But
should we do a fist test?
Yeah, do a fist test.
Fist does not fit.
The fist fits to in the beginning part.
Maybe 3-finger test?
Oh my god, alright. So these two, this is like the signature Skyline, the two lights. That's like a very Skyline thing, and that's something that they've kept with this R35 Skyline. So that's really cool. The spoiler, I don't know why, but some people aren't a big fan of it. I think it looks really nice. Some people actually like it naked without the spoiler. Spoiler delete.
Yeah, I wish it was carbon fiber though. That'd be a lot
that actually look really nice.
That looks sick.
So, in terms of the back, I think the back is probably my favorite part about the car in terms of exterior. It definitely looks the nicest. Every time you see the car, you know it's a GTR just based off the lights, based off just the looks of the car. Like the spoiler is very obvious.
The wideness of the back, beefiness.
And you got the diffuser down here.
Yeah, that's cool. Carbon fiber diffuser. So we have a carbon fiber diffuser right here. I think it's not very glossy though. It's like a matte finish.
Right. And then obviously, even though the exhaust isn't real in sense of like functionality, it's just kind of a big exhaust tip, I still think it looks really cool. It's very GTR, and it's very signature to the GTR. And I think they've done a really good job in terms of that. Yeah. In terms of form and function, this doesn't really serve well for as a trunk, but I think they did it for a reason. They went more for looks in this regard than they did for actual function, which is fine. I mean, you're not using the GTR for delivery purposes. All right, let's go. Now, in terms of like interior space, what is that? What in the world? Like, I mean, keep in mind that like the seat is all the way back, but even with it all the way forward, that's not a whole bunch of space. You could probably fit a little kid in here.
Look at that. That looks so cheap the way you move it.
Yeah, I know. That's not very appealing. I don't know why it's like that. But that's just GTR for you, I guess.
Yeah.
But
it's not about the back seat, it's about the driver's seat.
This interior combination is actually really nice. I really like the way that this came out.
The lighter the color, it makes it feel more spacious.
And like the color contrast, the white and black, it just looks really nice. So overall, I think with just a little bit of interior like upgrade, in terms of the quality, I think Nissan would have done a fantastic job on the GTR. And I guess something like a lot of people complain about is that the GTR's interior looks too much like an ordinary Maxima. I disagree. I think it does look a little different. However, I think they could have done a better of a job on it. Yeah. I do like it though. I mean, overall, I love the car. Every car has its pros. Every car has its cons. What do you think of it so far?
I agree with you with the interior. It's not that special, but I think the tech is a lot cooler than any Nissan. with all the instrument cluster displays and all that with the horsepower, torque, and everything. Quality's decent. It's not that great, but I'd agree with you. It's not amazing. It's all right.
I mean, I'd buy the car. That's what I'm saying. I would definitely buy the car, and I would probably daily the hell out of it.
Yeah, I'd use my money in another car, not this car.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Also, speaking of typical Nissan, this is like a Sentra key, man. Like, you could have done better with this, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
There's not even remote start on the stupid key. It's just lock, unlock, and trunk.
Just the shape of this, like this cheap plastic. It's a $100,000 car.
Yeah.
$100,000 car.
My Altima has this key.
You don't have one.
If I did.
Yeah, Q50's an Altima. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning into JTM.
And huge shout out to Alfa Romeo of McKinney. We'll have their link in the description below, so check out their stuff. This car is up for sale for $66K. So if any one of you guys is interested in buying this, check it out.
That's it for today.
And we'll
Till
catch
next
you guys
time.
in the next video.